My speech today is on why marijuana should be legal. You know, marijuana has been given a bad rap for a long time. It has been around ever since the prehistoric days. And it wasn't until the 20th century that they really started clamping down on it and started saying that it was bad for your health and it was this and that. But, you know, they haven't been able to prove this. This was just their way because they couldn't control it. You know, they tried with alcohol, which is legal and more deadly than marijuana. Tobacco, more deadly than marijuana. And they just didn't have no way of controlling it. See, alcohol causes a whole lot of problems. Alcohol causes problems like gastritis, pancreatitis, ulcers, liver cancer, cirrhosis, and other liver diseases, and it raises the risk of breast cancer. Tobacco, nicotine in tobacco is highly addictive. There's been like 5 million deaths in the world due to tobacco. And tobacco is the single most preventable cause of premature death. I mean, if you quit smoking, you know, you live just a little bit longer. It's estimated that over 400,000 Americans die from tobacco-related diseases every year. Now, marijuana had been used in a lot of forms. You know, a lot of religious organizations back in the early Jews, Christians, some Muslims used it for religious purposes, just like the Rastafarians do today. And they, by them trying to make it out, to outlaw it, to keep it from being used, today it's been pushing a lot of people to synthetic weed. And see, synthetic weed is just, you know, some grains like papori where they have sprayed chemicals on it that would mimic THC. But it's not good. It's not good. There's been over 11,000 cases of where they have turned up at the emergency room from smoking this synthetic weed. You know, it's usually go by the name of K2 or spice. Here's some of the short-term effects of synthetic weed. Loss of control, lack of pain response. Now that's bad. Lack of pain response. When you can't respond to pain, that means something is happening up here. Increased agitation, pale skin, seizures, vomiting, profuse sweating, uncontrollable spastic body movement, severe paranoia, delusions, hallucinations. It elevates the blood pressure, the heart rate. It's just not good for you. And anybody could really just, you know, pick up this synthetic weed. Now, if marijuana was legal, they wouldn't need this. They wouldn't need to go to the synthetic. You know, I looked at a study on the annual death rate in the United States. Firearms have killed about 29,000 people. Prescription drugs, 32,000. Alcohol-related, over 100,000. Tobacco-related, 435,000 deaths. Marijuana, 0. They cannot directly attach marijuana to any of the deaths. You know, when somebody died, even though they have ingested marijuana, it's something else that's in their system that's, you know, higher than the marijuana. So marijuana is something that the government needs. Right now, in this administration that we got here, I think, in my opinion, that by the end of it, we will see marijuana all the way across the United States legal. They steady slipping it in because they found out the medicinal purposes for it, which they knew all the time. They just didn't know how to control it, how to tax it, you know. And when they failing with it because it is the #2 cash crop behind corn in the United States. They spend about over $77 billion each year on their war on drugs. On their war on drugs. And 20% of that goes toward marijuana. So that's about $300 million that they spend trying to control marijuana as an illegal substance. Now they legalize it and they tax it, then they could double what they spending to control it. They could come out with over $600 billion by taxing and put it just like they do alcohol and tobacco. Put it in places where it can be controlled, you know, by the government. You know, tax it in a certain way, put it in liquor stores, put it in places where, not little convenience stores and stuff like that. But we talk about the deficit. We talk about how much money we are in the red in the United States. We got the answer. The answer is the legalization of marijuana. Now, it's been legalized for some medical reasons, and I listed a few of them, the medical reasons for marijuana, the things that it's good for. AIDS, anorexia, arthritis, cancer, chronic pain, glaucoma, migraine, persistent muscle spasm, multiple sclerosis, PTSD, chemo and radiotherapy patients, seizures, Alzheimer's, Crohn's disease, ALS, hepatitis C, severe nausea, epilepsy, Parkinson's disease, hospice care patients, Lou Gehrig's disease, inflammatory bowel disease, bipolar disorders, motion sickness. That's just some of the things that they have discovered that marijuana is good for. Now, if it's good for all those sickness, all those different ailments, why is it on the illegal list? There has been nothing proven that marijuana, they can't even prove, that smoking it is worse than tobacco because it's not related to any type of cancer, anything. For a long time, I smoked marijuana. I'm a smoker. In the 70s, I used to walk around and say, well, I'll be glad when they legalize it, then I would advertise it. But I kind of got past that stage. But if they legalize it, then I can return. See, because I don't want to be like some of these other people, want to smoke, and I go to the synthetic. They go to the synthetic, not just for the thrill of smoking. It don't show up on drug tests. Now it's ways that they can show, but it's not illegal. So if you get a chance to vote on any type of drug legislation or participate in the different things that organizations like NORML have, well, we can get this done. Texas is going to be one of the last ones. You know, I'm just sorry to say. But I'm looking for it to be legal pretty soon.
Thank you.